guys how I'm doing the original dry aging with the La.va system. I've got a La.va machine here. It's the V300 Black. I struggled immensely to get it to work for me. I think I finally figured it out. I did follow the instructions, but it's been notoriously difficult to do. This time around I seem to have sort of just figured it out. So this is my one that I've just finished. I'm going to put it in my bag and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it with this piece here. So open it out of its bag. You need paper towels, nice and sturdy ones. I've had another roll just before this, and it was just not sturdy. It sucked up a whole lot of fluid, but it didn't really. It peeled off onto the meat as I peeled it off. So here I'm putting this piece of meat on. And the trick is just to dry it now. Because once you place it in your La.va bag and it starts taking vacuum, fluid will start being pulled along the vacuum in the bag itself, and it will go and will suck it towards the top, and then no more air can escape. So I really want to make sure all the moisture is gone. So I've done, this is now my fourth bag I've done today. It really went seamlessly. The first time I've done it, it was just a hassle. Even with the La.va machine, the vacuum machine, I still struggled. I don't know. I think you just got to be a bit more meticulous, and once it doesn't really suck the air out, one tends to get very frustrated and impatient. Whereas today it somehow seemed to be working quite well, and I want to do a tutorial because I know a couple of people out there who really share the same sentiment with me. They really get frustrated. So this is a beautiful grass-fed scotch fillet piece, which I got directly from the supplier. It's beautiful, it's certified grass-fed. I'm not even going to take any trimmings off. I'm not going to do any of that. You can see it's now really dry. There's hardly any moisture coming off. Beautiful. So these are the La.va bags I'm referring to, the original dry aging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal the one end now. I put it on a wooden block, my meat, so I can move the whole. So I can move my whole contraption as I please. I need to tend to put pressure on this lid here for it to suck. You've got to have your machine set on manual. So bag, I was busy sealing, and switch it off. You need to have your setting on vacuum bag, and then I put it on manual. All right, this knobby here, I've got it on 4 arbitrarily. I double seal my bags on the one end. So I'm going to repeat the process. And the reason why you want to have it on manual is because you don't want this sealing mechanism to activate prematurely. That's what happened in the past as well. Not all my air got sucked out, and somehow the machine thought it had reached the vacuum, and it just activated the seal, and then the whole thing just, yeah. All right, so I leave a liberal amount of seal on this side, so I've got room to play. third. Try and straight cut. There we go. Right, my bag is now dry. My meat is now dry. I'm going to open up my bag. And take my dry meat and slide it in to the bag like such. Towards the end, there we go. Position the meat. Now I want to get the bag nice and flat, the edges flat. I'm going to shift that in a bit more. So I've got a liberal amount of play here in the front. I'm going to pull this whole now I can shift the machine as I like. This is roughly how I would like to have it. The ear sucking out. Right, now we need one of these slips. These vacuum bags do not suck air by themselves. You've got to have this corrugated plastic element to pull the air out of the bag. So it all gets pulled out of here. I communicate this tag with the meat. I put the meat, I'll put it on top of the meat or under the meat. So the air gets sucked from all around the meat. And then I have the tip. So now I'm pulling the whole thing back. And I've got a bit of the tip sticking out past, like so. There we go. So you've got the, and now I've got it nice and flat. Now I can position my machine and feed the edges into my cavity for the vacuum creation. It's now nice and flat. I can even now manipulate my board. So the edges need to be nice and flat and not crammed on one or the other edge. Now I'll just gently close this. Switch it on. Now I've got to push on here. I've got to push on my lid just to maintain and create vacuum. And now I'm just going to observe what's happening. Here's the patient part. I can fiddle around the sealing activity. The seal does not activate automatically because you've got it on manual setting. And slowly but surely, this does not suck a lot of air. And I observe, you can see there's a bit of air coming out. This is where the patience game comes in. So now I'm going to push back on my machine. There's not much happening. Oh, a bit. Yes, it is happening now a bit. You can see there's a bit of movement. It is pulling out here. I'm trying to get the creases away from the meat here as well. It's actually now sucking. You can see how it's all. I'm going to push the whole board a bit forward so that all my air around the meat can come out. There we go. It's now creating a vacuum. My pressure has dropped and I can keep on fiddling. I'm quite happy with that. It's created quite a vacuum. It's pushing all the air bubbles out towards the front. when you're happy with the seal, which I am now, you can see there's no blood or no fluid that's gone in. A bit, but because we dried the meat so nicely, there's not much to suck into your machine. So now I'm just going to put the sealer in now. So now I'm busy sealing. Once that seal light is off, I can switch the machine off. I like holding the pressure on a bit because you want to make sure the seal is really nice. The heat sort of perforates and goes along the whole plastic bag to seal it. I just gently open up. There we go. Beautiful seal. So now you've got to cut the tag off that created the vacuum in the first place, or was the conduit for the air to come out. So I'm just going to gently cut that piece off. There it is. And now we're just going to make a second seal all along the perforation. So this seal does not incorporate any of the corrugated plastic. It's now a pure seal along. It's a double seal. I've done it on this side. The light's gone off. I can switch the machine off. There you go, peeps. I think this is quite a nicely sealed. There you can see the double seal. It's holding its seal. This meat is now ready for dry aging. I'm going to put it in my fridge, and I normally just dry age it for 2 weeks. Anything I think past the 14-day mark is just bragging rights. I like 14 to 16 days thereabouts. I don't go beyond that. I don't see any difference. And if you age 2 weeks, you get that beautiful umami taste of a dry aged grass-fed Scotch. There we go.